Banshee production, I like that, to be honest with you. Getting a bit of Banshees, don't have to harass with them around the back of the base and try and kill drones. You can use them in your army, and they do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and if he does get Cloak online, which he hasn't researched yet, maybe because he hasn't got many minerals and he's focusing on his macro, which is a good thing to do. If he does get Cloak, you know, they can be used so effectively to get in there, you know, smash away the Marines there, which obviously I wouldn't say the counter, but the best defense that Smace currently has against Banshees. And then he can just go to town on the tanks and the Marauders. And then all of a sudden he's got no army, and it's free for Fight's army just to come in and roll over.
And it looks like we're going here, yeah. Right? Definitely a good idea right now. I mean, he did have the advantage earlier. The army here from Smace is quite, like, honestly not as big, but it's going to come down to a slow push. Like, you can't just rush into that, especially with tanks already sieged up. You are going to lose. He's going to have to start sieging sort of just towards this base here. I've actually clicked on the range for these tanks, so you can see what their range is. Just basically covering the statue. A few might, not just staying out of range. He's going to move over to the third, though. That is quite a big deal. Is he going to move to the third? Not quite sure.
I think the third... I mean, yes, good decision to take out the extra economy there and try and gain like a lead there. But the sensor tower like really saw that push coming.
Here he's moving forward now. He needs to siege up really quickly and get some shots in. Here comes a reverse volley.
Really excellent tank placement there. Running the bio ball, Fight's running the bio ball back to his tank line, which is going to absolutely devastate the bio of Smace. Completely outgunned now. Point defense drone going down as well. Thor's missiles are almost useless. Running his bio around into the Marine, so the SCV line, floating off. Smace is floating away his orbital command, and it looks like now, if you look at the income tabs, there is a huge difference, 1,400 to 760 minerals that Smace has. So this, capitalizing now, Fight's going for the map control, getting another expansion, so that would be his
That's a good idea, especially
really
because his third will get mined out soon. His main's pretty much gone, but he can transfer his mains drones over there, and he has his second running out. But just keep in mind, Smace's second is going to run out a lot later because he did lose his command center earlier in the game. How that works, I'm not sure, but he's moving his tanks back into a position here, looking for that container again. Obviously, he has a huge army advantage right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's 163 to 115. The value is 3,750 minerals to 2150. But here we've got another battle. Oh, excellent tank placement once again. Nice spread there. They're all around the place. There's no way that Smace is going to be able to stop this. He's going to have to fall back to defense, which he's going to reinforce now, which is a good idea. He's got those tanks sieged up. GGFight waits for the stim to be the stim Marines and Marauders to be healed up again. And I dare say he'll go for a killer blow, or maybe... Do you think he'll try and capitalize on this economic advantage with the map control that he's getting?
I don't think he's going to risk it, to be honest with you. Like last time he played very passive. I don't see why he'd change that. But he does need to reinforce. We do see units streaming down now from his own base. That's good. He just needs to rally them in. He's transferring workers as well. And we just see a steady stream of units. The mistake he made last game he's not going to make again. Banshees, there's still 2 Banshees up though. Keep that in mind as well. They do a lot of damage. And he could even come in here and pick off some of these tanks if he's quick. If not pick off, just do a bit of damage too.
I completely agree. I think the Banshees could be used right now instead of him just waiting. Those 2 Banshees could get in there, and that front row of tanks could be used to take off. But here comes a drop from Smace. He's trying to go the sneaky option. Now, I'm not sure, where's he going to go with that?
Possibly defend his third here. There's 1 Marine over there that's forced.
Oh, yeah, he's farther around his third. That's really interesting. See, one of the things that when you're a turn plane, you do have the advantage of dropships like that, and your Protoss with War Prisms or Overlords with Carry or Nidus. When you have a contain, there's also, you know, be aware there's other ways to get around that contain. The good thing that you know is your opponent has their army, the main bulk of it, positioned, you know, at the front of your base. That means they're going to be weak in other areas. Try and exploit that if you can, while not overcommitting, obviously, because you don't want to be rushed or pushed by that main force.
Definitely. Those tanks are now in range, or barely out of range actually. This is actually just going to take a while. Someone's going to have to push forward here. I mean, the person with air control is going to be able to do that because they do have that range. But both players are dropping scans on each other, just hoping the tanks don't creep forward. This drop is heading towards GGFight's 5th now. I mean, he did have the other area covered with a sensor tower, but over here, absolutely nothing to stop these 8 Marines from doing damage here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got global domination here coming from Fight. Oh, we do have a drop here from Smace. It's exactly what I was talking about. Try and get yourself into a good position with drops, use them as harassment, disrupt the income of the other player. He's got those Marines, and they're just going to be able to go nuts at those SCVs. SCVs running for their dear lives. Those poor little guys in their tin can suits are just going to drop so hard they stay there, so they bolt away. CC flying off. We've got those 2 Hellions flying back. Sorry, not Hellions. Banshees flying back over the map to save those Marines. But those Marines are going to be able to be picked up and flee away as well. So
yeah, definitely. He's also taking the gold during all that as well. I mean, that gold is a much easier base to defend, cancelling the 5th he was taking. Banshee coming back, but no stealth.
No cloak still. The cloak would have been like an imperative factor there. That
does
could
get
actually
killed off as well. I mean, that was just...
That
was a good drop by Smace, but he's still down a base. Really?
Yeah. Down several.
In fact,
I mean, it's one base, and you've got like the other guy. Fight the other guy. He's got 2 bases mining at the moment. So he's 1 base down now. 2 bases down due to the fact that the gold's online. He's going to probably. There we go.
We do see this Mace's army is looking quite big, though, to be honest with you. I'm a bit worried about that. Also, Planetary Fortress going up in the middle, so drops aren't really going to do anything like that. Smace is floating a lot of stuff right now. He could be using that on more factories, building more tanks, getting more units down here. His macro is dropping. Right now, he's not building a single siege tank.
Yeah, I mean, look at this amount of minerals stacked up there, 4,000, 187 food too. I think, to be honest, when you look at the SCV count, Fight has overproduced SCVs. He's got 86. You could probably drop that number quite safely down to
I think Smace is going to do that
70 or so. Yeah.
Up at the top here, that drop is going to get surrounded by SCVs and is killed off. Actually picked up. There we go.
Yeah, 3 Marines actually escaped to live another day. They go. But the thing is, like, at this point in the game, when you've got that many SCVs, like, oversupplied, it's arbitrary, like, killing those SCVs. It's really no point apart from to provide us with a bit of gory action.
Yeah, I think that drop helped him almost. Honestly, I think that drop probably benefited him more than anything else. But just want to point out right now, GGFight still building SCVs. Just hold back on that. Just pull back just a little bit. Yeah. Get some more tanks in there.
I mean, if you just double-click on your SCV patch, and this is just a hint out there to all the players that might not be at this top tier, to know if you've got saturation, you should have 3 lines of SCV probes or drones in your selection screen. So all you have to do to find out if you've got saturation is to double-click on one of them, see, yes, have I got 3 lines of SCVs or harvesters there? Okay, cool. I don't need to produce any more SCVs for that base. So what you can do then is use that, your Nexus hatchery or command center to produce, harvesters still, and you can rally them to another base. But as you can see here, Fight has got saturation at every single one of his expansions. He doesn't need any more. He should drop back his SCV count and
still
produce...
building SCVs as well, which is just crazy.
But at the same time, we've got here like turtling Turn. Turn does that best out of all the races. They just turtle up and go on the defensive. But
by the way, hidden base down the bottom here is scattered by this Marine. He has dropped all his mules there. That is 9 mules. 1 Marine comes forward here. Obviously, mules can't do any damage at all, and it's going to get killed off or forced to lift off. This Marine going to slowly get there. That could be big.
That Marine is Rambo. He's just going to town. He doesn't need support. He's like, yeah, I'll take you, mules.
This is just a giant stalemate in the middle here, though. Air control with 2 Vikings here, 2 GGFight. He needs to slowly creep forward. He's not going to break out until he runs out of minerals. I think he's just trying to get this massive advantage and just wait for his opponent to break out in desperation. He doesn't really need to.
Yeah, no, that's it. He's just going for a starve right now. So, buying his time. I mean, if you look at the mineral count there on that last mineral patch of Smace's Natural, he's got 70 left. So, once this expansion's gone, it's going to be GG. There is no way... fight with 8,000 minerals and a mass army of 195.
I'm just worried though. I think Smace's army is bigger, and if he can break out here and can move up and take out another base or something, he can expand and could possibly be still in this game. He is maxed out, and he has money for an expansion should that come to that. Obviously, he still has SCVs as well, so he's not out yet.
No, definitely not out. However, it's a very good contain there. The army size is, as you said, is very slightly favoured by Smace. The thing that Smace doesn't have is air control, but that
small
scan was
forward here. Good scan, gets a lot of damage down on his units. Kills a lot. In fact, his supply has just dropped down 15 from that. But not enough though. He needs to really push out here with his tanks.
The thing that I like about Fight, and this was mentioned by one of the spectators before, is that there is really good sensor tower placement. So sensor towers, they're being used to give a lot of map intel, so that container's there, and if he does try and sneak around with a drop or so forth, Fight's going to know it's going to happen and be able to react before it becomes...
Here we go, now he comes a push, he's stimmed up, he's running in, piecemeal though, there is a natural funnel there created by his tanks, all his units are getting destroyed, a lot of lag here, but honestly it looks like Fight has come out on top here. Tanks are still up though, he can push forward and take out all his tanks if he gets in close range. Takes out a lot of those tanks, and that is
and he calls GG.
Wow, what an epic long game. I said I wanted a tank push, but actually meant a tank push, not a tank camp. But still, a good game there, and I'm actually not sure if it's the best of 3, a best of 5, or even a best of 1, so we'll just stay tuned and see what goes on for this next game.